Hello there guys, and welcome to another video. So for today I actually had a different video planned, but unfortunately due to circumstances we weren't able to film it, so that video is probably going to come out next week. So for this week's video I actually decided to do a what's on my iPhone. Let's just get into it. This is my iPhone. It is an iPhone XR and I'm really grateful that I have the opportunity to get a phone like this. I think I have this phone for 1.5 years now and it's just a really good phone. And I have the red one, which I actually really like. I don't know why, but I really like the red color. And then the phone case that I have is one that I designed myself. It says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me," and I just really love that because every time I pick up my phone it's like a little reminder that that is in fact very true. So let's just get into my phone. So this is my phone. The background here basically says "Take up your cross and follow me," which is Matthew 16:24. I've had this background for almost as long as I've had this phone, and this is my phone. So we have a couple of pages here which I kind of organized in a way that works for me. How I wanted to structure my phone is basically that the apps that I use the most are on the front page. Let's start in it's not like notification center, but this little page here. I'm currently blurring out most of the things that you see here, but I'll just tell you what they are. To kind of respect everyone's privacy, I am blocking out a couple of things. In the left upper corner we have the planner that I use. I really like that I have it there. I can see the next appointments. I share that calendar with my family and with Conrad as well, and so some of their appointments are in there as well, which is just really nice, and I always know what's going on. Then in the top right corner you can see I have the weather there, and it's currently on the city that I live. Then I have a little motivational quote. Sometimes there's one that I think, wow, that's really true, and it motivates me to do stuff. And then we have the percentage of my phone. I mostly use it for my AirPods to know what the percentage of my AirPods is. Then we have like a little photo widget which is currently blurred out because they use random pictures from my phone and I have no idea which order they use for the pictures, but currently it's on a picture of Conrad, which is not very flattering. This is the bottom. We have Holy Bible with the verse of the day, which I really like to have like a verse of the day written there. Then we have countdowns. Then we have WhatsApp with my 4 most recent chats. I never use that. Sometimes, very rarely, I use it. Lastly, we have upcoming birthdays, and in a few seconds I'll probably explain why I have that there, but it's really nice. Then we go to the first page. On the first page I have 4 folders. The first one is called Daily. I don't use these daily, but I mostly use these in summer to structure my life a little bit, because in summer I find it quite hard to structure my life because there's no appointments, there's no classes to go to, there's no homework. You just kind of need to like figure it out for yourself. And so I made this folder last summer when I actually had no appointments and had nothing to do and had really no opportunity to go anywhere, just like mostly everyone. And I just used a couple of these apps to structure my day. So I used Morning Routine, which is the first app, which is currently offloaded. I don't use it now because I just go with the flow and do what works best for that day. Then we have Calendar, which I previously mentioned, which is shared with my family. And then we have Google Calendar. I don't really use Google Calendar. Then I use Now Then. I used that in the summer because I felt like a lot of my time went away and I didn't know why. And with Now Then you can just look back on what you did that day and actually know that you were productive if you were. Then we have Countdown. Then we have Flow, which I do very actively use. I think all girls know that app. Then we have Motivation, which you saw before. Then we have Monday. I was really into that because it structured everything that I did in Monday. However, you need to like keep track of what you do in the app. I didn't want to spend all my time structuring that app. Yeah, I don't use it anymore. Then we have Birthdays, which I really like. This is what it looks like. It gives you a reminder, a notification 3 days before it's someone's birthday, and then also the day of the birthday they give you a notification, so you're just reminded of it. And I really like it. And it basically just downloads all the birthdays that you have in your phone, which works well for me because I have a lot of my birthdays in my phone, and if I don't, then I'm probably friends with those people on Facebook, so I get a reminder from Facebook. Then we have the second one, which is Doing Time, which is basically also a countdown app, but it also gives you the percentage of time that has already passed, which I really like because then it motivates me to know that some time has passed already and I've come far. I had one countdown which was I think like 2.5 years long, and I got past the first 50%, and that just really helped me to motivate myself, like, okay, 50% of the time has already passed, I can do this, I can definitely wait for the countdown to finish. Then we have bibliotheek, which basically means library in Dutch, and it's just a website for my library because I always forget what the web name is. The second page is Bible. I don't really use my Bible on my phone. I just find it too small, but just for the verse of the day, I do have Holy Bible, and I also have Bible, and then I also have a Dutch one in case I need like a Dutch translation of anything. And then we also have Enduring Word, but I don't use that anymore on my phone. I mainly use it on my iPad. Then we have a third folder. The third folder is called Music, which also speaks for itself. It has Spotify artists, because I have music on Spotify, so definitely go and listen to my music on Spotify, guys. Then I have just normal music. I don't have a lot on there. I think it's mainly just like my own music, and then a couple of karaoke's. And then we have music artists, and we have written contact, which also speaks for itself. We have messages, which comes with a phone, WhatsApp, because everyone uses WhatsApp, Gmail, because that's where I have my main emails, and Messenger. I'm still very bad at looking at my Messenger, so yeah, I apologize. Then we have Outlook, which is basically my school email. Then we have the time of the sunset and also the sunrise. So as soon as the sun has set, it will automatically go into the sunrise. Then we also have Spotify widget. I don't really use it. It's just fun to see what I most recently listened to, and it's not always accurate, but I mean, fine with me. Then we go to the next page. The first thing we see is a widget, and it says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, to remind myself an extra time. It's actually really funny because this one actually does change throughout the day. So for most of the day, when it's working time, it says I can do all things through Christ. However, when it gets later into the evening, it starts saying stuff. At 8, it will start saying, don't forget it's already evening. Then at 9, it will say, get those last things done. 10, it will say it's time to go to bed. And then at 11, it says, okay, seriously, go to bed. And then at 12, it says, last chance to get seriously quick in bed. Will you look at the time? And then from 2 until 6, zzz. And from 6 till 7, turn around, you should be sleeping. We have a financial folder, which are basically all the banks that I have. And then we have Buddy. I used Buddy for about a month, but the thing is you have to enter all your income and all your outcome, which takes up a lot of time. Then we have YouTube folder, which is called YouTube Extra, because there's also extra apps in there. We have YouTube Studio, and then we have YouTube Count, Sub Count, and YouTube Tracker, which I hardly ever use. Then we have Netflix and Disney Plus in there as well. I didn't know where else to put them. And on YouTube you watch videos, so Netflix and Disney Plus are kind of the same in my opinion, so I just put them in the same folder. And then we have selling/work. Then we have Tweedehands and Marktplaats, which is basically the same app, just Tweedehands is for Belgium and Marktplaats is for the Netherlands. It's where everyone sells their stuff secondhand. It works really well. I sold a bunch of my stuff when I was moving. And then we have Werken bij Liceo, which is an app for a place where I'm currently working. Then we have a productivity folder, which I never ever use. Calculator, DigiD, which is basically the Dutch thing for where all your information is at. So if I want to look into my student financing, it's double encrypted. So it's encrypted with a password and then also encrypted with an app, which is this app. And so you need that app to be able to access anything. Then we have Find My, then we have Copy ID, then we have Tele2 because that's where my phone subscription is at, and then Fitbit because I'm currently borrowing my sister's Fitbit, but it's too big for my wrist, so I can't really use it. It's very uncomfortable. The one feature that I really wanted is the heartbeat tracker, and that's the one feature that doesn't work. Then we have house things. I use all these apps a lot. So one is called Sweepy, which is really nice. I will show you the app. Basically a cleaning agent, and you enter in all the rooms that you have and all the rooms that you need to clean. It looks really bad, but it's not that bad, I promise. I just didn't update it in a while. I'm thinking of maybe becoming a premium member, mainly because you can see a daily schedule of what you should clean that day for your house to be constantly clean. Per room, you can enter the tasks that you want to clean and how often you want to do it. You have a timeline so you can see what you did when, which I just really like. And we have the scent because that's where my electricity from this house is from. We have afvalwijzer because everyone splits their garbage here, but I don't always know where everything goes because I've never actually done that growing up. So I have this app because it's the Belgian way of splitting your garbage. And then Telenet because that's where my Wi-Fi is from. Then we have an education folder. I just downloaded these apps like a week ago because my sister was playing these. Then we have a third page which basically consists of widgets. We have 4 of them which contain pictures of Conrad and me. And then we have the moon and the calendar. Then we have the 4th page which includes the time. I'm not really sure why. Then we have a social media folder with Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Pinterest and Patreon. Pinterest, I kind of not allow myself to use Pinterest because it's filled with stuff that I don't want to look at right now. Then with Patreon, I have a bunch of people who support me on there, which I'm really, really grateful for. I currently have 18 patrons and they support me with a monthly pledge in return for a couple of rewards. And I'm really grateful because of them, I can do what I do, and it's amazing. Then we have the next folder, which contains 2 news apps. One is the Dutch news, one is the Belgian news. I don't read the news, I don't know why. I also don't watch the news, but I do get the notifications from headlines, so this way I do kind of know what's going on in the world, and when I find something really, really interesting, I'll just open the notification and read the article. Other than that, I just don't look at them. Then we have a travel folder which contains Google Maps, which I hardly ever use, but sometimes. 9292. Then we have 3 COVID apps. One is for the Netherlands, one is for Belgium, and one is for Germany. And then we have Park Mobile, because when I park closely to school and I'm late, I need that app. And then we have a weather folder. Buienalarm is really, 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 really accurate. And then we have the regular weather app. Then with the next page with 3 widgets of pictures, which are again really, really old. Then we have healthcare and fitness. As you can see, I don't use any of these apps. Then we have photography, just photos and camera. I also use Google Photos. Then we have tickets. 2 of them are from the cinema in the Netherlands, which no one is going to, I think. I don't think it's even possible at the moment. And then we have wallet, which I haven't used in ages, but I always used wallets when I was going on a flight because you can download your boarding pass in wallets. Then we have shops. These are the only 2 shops that I mostly shop at. Then we have practice, which is also a music folder. It has a metronome, voice memos, which I haven't used in ages. And then Chordify, I use guitar tabs more often, but I had to download the app to look into one song. Then the last folder I have is writing, is just Google Documents and Notes. And then I also have GoodNotes because I have that on my iPad and you can synchronize them. I have way more apps if we can just quickly scroll through this. If we scroll through this, you can see a lot more apps which are on my phone or offloaded, but on my phone, that I just don't use that often. Then on the bottom we have Safari, Settings, App Store, and then a folder with FaceTime and phone. And that's basically my phone. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I have on my phone, and maybe you found a new app. If you have an app that you think would work great for my life, definitely comment them below, or just your favorite app, and I'll check them out. I'm always really curious to find out new apps. This Sweepy thing I found a couple of months ago and I love it. I use it very often now. Definitely subscribe to this channel because next week's video is one that I've been wanting to film for about half a year now. And I'm really excited that we're finally gonna film it. So definitely go subscribe and watch the video next week. I hope to see you all very, very soon. And I hope you have a nice weekend. Bye guys.